name is Kevin Jackwoods. This is the Kaged match, and this is a review for WWE Raw for 12/16/19. And we start out with Seth Rollins with the AOP. He's cutting a promo. It's typical heel bullshit. It doesn't go anywhere. He's talking about Kevin Owens, and none of it matters, to be very honest. Then you get Viking Raiders versus the OC, which was a pretty decent match. At the end of the day, the OC get the win. So, no problems there. They're clearly big on the OC, and they've been building them up ever since they won that World's Greatest Tag Team thing. So, the OC in a non-title match beat the Viking Raiders. So, now they should certainly be in contention. Then you get Rowan versus a local, some Dante something or other, who, this tired-ass bit where everybody's trying to look in the cage now. It makes Rowan go crazy. And it's a squash match, and I didn't care. You can only do that one or two times before I lose interest. Sorry. You got to do something new, or it's just, all right. After that, Charlie interviews Andrade and Zelina Vega. Sounds like they're trying to get back on the same page here, and that's really what it was. Bobby Lashley with Lana cut a promo, and I think this is the one where they're, looking to get married. More cheesy, just hard to watch shit for me. Then you get the U.S. Gauntlet match, and this is a gauntlet match where the winner is going to take on the champion for the U.S. belt. You start out with R-Truth versus Akira Tozawa. The 24/7 bit, which I think R-Truth was the champion at this time, was on pause for the match. Akira Tozawa gets the win, and then a bunch of people come and chase R-Truth away. Then you get Tozawa versus Ricochet. Decent match. Obviously, two highly athletic guys. Ricochet gets the win. Moving on to Ricochet versus Matt Hardy. Matt Hardy got a really big pop, and you could hear a lot of people cheering for Matt Hardy throughout the match. Ricochet gets the win, and people booed like hell. And I have to believe this is because people are just really big fans of Matt Hardy. And all of a sudden, he's like a jobber. And that makes no sense whatsoever. And people are pissed about it, I think. And I think they should be pissed about it. Out of nowhere, Matt Hardy just becomes this nobody in WWE. Everybody's beating him. And I think people just really don't want to see that. He's way more talented than that. Then you get Ricochet versus Humberto Carrillo. Carrillo does take the win there. And this is where, this gauntlet match that I've talked about for a couple of minutes here lasted over an hour. And so over an hour of build-up, Humberto Carrillo won. Carrillo then gets attacked versus Andrade. Andrade was supposed to be the next guy taking him on. Instead, Andrade just beats Carrillo down. There's a no finish because Carrillo gets DDT'd on the concrete and has to get carried away. Rey Mysterio comes out, trying to help Carrillo. Seth Rollins comes out. The AOP beat down Rey Mysterio. None of that mattered. Over an hour of WWE Raw was a complete waste of time. I don't care what the action is like. You had, a couple of decent matches there with Tozawa, Ricochet, Humberto. And even that was, really, really a bad match, considering the talent of Ricochet and Humberto Carrillo. It was a lot of holds and locks, which didn't make any sense. It was a complete waste of over an hour of WWE programming that ended with Seth Rollins and Rey Mysterio. That's it. Randy Orton cuts a promo talking about AJ Styles after that. None of this made sense, dude. None of it. Then Asuka comes out. Kairi Sane walks out to the ramp with her, turns around and walks back out through gorilla position. She didn't stick around, so clearly there is something going on with Kairi Sane. But Asuka takes on Deonna Purrazzo, who I'm not familiar with. I'm guessing she's an NXT girl. And it was a decent match. Asuka gets the win. there you go. Charlie then interviews Becky Lynch, who says that she has unfinished business with Asuka. So apparently at some point they're going to do Asuka and Becky Lynch, which, again, I'm not sure makes it a lot of sense. You have the women's Raw champion and one half of the women's tag champions. I don't know, dude. I don't know where they can go with that. Rey Mysterio then cuts a promo about Seth Rollins, and apparently Seth Rollins laid out a challenge. Rey Mysterio is accepting the challenge for those two to face off for the U.S. Championship. Randy Orton then takes on AJ Styles, which they're building up the OC, which I thought was weird because Randy Orton gets the win here over AJ Styles. And then the OC come out and, they have the beat down on Randy Orton. The Viking Raiders come out to try to help Randy. And the OC stand tall at the end of the night. They whip everybody else's ass, and it's the OC looking good. So the OC go over the Viking Raiders, but it would have made a little bit more sense to have AJ go over Randy. But, I mean, honestly, I guess that's nitpicking a little bit. The show as a whole really needed some work. Whoever thought to put on an over hour-long gauntlet match that had a no finish, that was just stupid. And, I mean, you've got the Bobby Lashley Lana thing I just don't care about. You opened up with Seth Rollins, AOP. That was okay. I mean, it wasn't horrible, but it didn't really invest me too much. So what you're left with is just a couple of matches. Viking Raiders and OC was decent, a couple of matches during the gauntlet match. But that's it. So I'm going to give this a 3 out of 10 because it really was not very well thought out and just not a lot of effort went into it. So 3 out of 10, that's where I'm at. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, or if you agree with me, hit the like button, subscribe, and share. My name is Kevin Jackowitz, Kaged Nation, out.